Good morning, students. Today we will begin a new topic of second paper, that is an essay. The title of the essay is Of Studies. It is written by Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon was born on 22nd January 1561 at York House, London, United Kingdom, and he died on 9th April 1626 at Highgate, London, United Kingdom. Francis Bacon was an English philosopher, statesman, scientist, and essayist. He is best known for inductive method for leading the scientific revolution with his new observation and experimentation, which is the way science has been conducted ever since. He is famous essayist and is known as the father of the English essay. His essays are full of common sense and epigrammatic wits. Epigrammatic implies effectively concise and ingenious expression. The impact of the Rensa is clearly evident in his writings. The range of his interest is vast and he has written on various aspects of everyday life. Some essays are philosophical, some are witty, some are deep, and some are humorous. He sets new standards of precision and simplicity, which were later accepted as the hallmark of good prose. His style of essay writing is neither dogmatic nor didactic. Rather, he writes in a friendly manner, just as one speaking to another. It is for this reason that his essays are called counsels, civil and moral, which shows a practical value in life. Bacon's essays are suggestions and are designed for the practical benefits of man and not for his emotional or imaginative development. In fact, he writes with utilitarian motive. The revival of learning had brought in or promoted the study of humanism, the reformist zeal, the knot of nationalism, the pursuit of discovery, spread of printing. All these multifarious influences of Rensa had left their impact on literature. Imagination gave way to realism, fiction and falsity to fact and truth. Exaggeration and artificiality were substituted by naturalness. Reason ruled supreme. Credulity and blind faith were pushed down to the lowest level. Search for truth or scientific inquiry is the dominant feature of the age, and all these features are present in the writing of Francis Bacon. His essays are the treasure house of wisdom, arising from the universal insight into the affairs of the world. They are a curious blend of deep wisdom and practical thinking with satire and meditative eloquence. His views are expressed in the form of antithesis. There is an introduction of the essay which we are going to read. Of Studies. In his essay entitled Of Studies, Francis Bacon examines the benefits and effects of studies, maintaining that when studies are balanced by experience, diverse studies may help counteract personal imperfections. Bacon proposes that studies serve three purposes. He tells different purposes of study in the essay. What are the benefits and effects of studies is described in the essay. What are the purposes of studies? According to Bacon, there are different types of books. Just to do what books tell us to do or nothing else is characteristic of an bookish individual. Studying alone is insufficient. Bacon tells different modes of study, and the most important thing in the essay that he describes remedial studies. According to Bacon, every defect of the mind may be removed by getting into study of an appropriate subject. So these are the main things which we are going to read in this essay. It is very interesting essay, and by reading this essay we will understand that in this short essay Bacon has told us everything about the world of books. The essay begins as: studies serve for delight, for ornament, and for ability. So there are three purposes of studies. Studies serve for delight, studies serve for ornament, and studies serve for ability. कि स्टडी जो है वो हमें डिलाइट देती हैं, ऑर्नामेंटेटिव पर्पस के लिए स्टडी यूज़ होती है, एंड स्टडीज़ आर यूज टू मेक अस एबल, हमारी एबिलिटी जो है उसको इम्प्रूव करती है. हाउ? बेकन फर्दर सेज देयर चीफ यूज़ फॉर डिलाइट इज़ इन प्राइवेटनेस एंड रिटायरिंग. स्टडी जो है उसका मेन यूज़ डिलाइट के पर्पज से कब है? व्हेन वी आर इन प्राइवेटनेस एंड रिटायरिंग. मीन्स व्हेन वी आर अलोन वी कैन डिलाइट आवरसेल्व्स बाय रीडिंग बुक्स. कि जब हम अकेले होते हैं तो स्टडी जो है डिलाइट के रूप में अपना पर्पस जो है वो देती है. इट सर्व फॉर डिलाइट. वी कैन एंजॉय आवरसेल्व बाय स्टडिंग. सेकेंडली फॉर ऑर्नामेंट. ऑर्नामेंट्स आर यूज फॉर डेकोरेटिव पर्पस. ऑर्नामेंट यानी आभूषण डेकोरेशन के लिए यूज़ किए जाते हैं. तो ऑर्नामेंटेटिव पर्पस से स्टडी इस तरह से सर्व करती है. इज इन डिस्कोर्स when we are talking to someone. Study enhance the way of our talk. हमारी बात करने का जो तरीका है उसको डेकोरेटिव बना देती है, ज़्यादा इफ़ेक्टिव बना देती है. सो इन दिस वे स्टडी सर्व फॉर ऑर्नामेंट. थर्ड पर्पज ऑफ स्टडी इज़ फॉर एबिलिटी. इट इज़ इन द जजमेंट एंड डिस्पोजिशन ऑफ बिजनेस. When we have to make any judgment or when we have to execute any business, then study serve for ability. तब study हमारी ability जो है उसको strong करती है. So in this way there are three purposes of study. Studies serve for delight, for ornament, and for ability. For expert men can execute and perhaps judge of particulars one by one, because an expert man will be expert of the fixed area and he can judge about the particular area in which he is expert. But if we talk about general counsels, general suggestion, and the plots and marshalling of affairs come best from those that are learned. But if we need a general suggestion and if we want to get some planning or marshalling of affairs, that come best from those people who are learned. So these are the main motive of study. Studies is helpful in our privateness, it is helpful in our talk, and it is also helpful in the judgment, and it is also helpful in our tackling of different kind of affairs. Now, Bacon says, to spend too much time in studies is sloth. First purpose of study is studies serve for delight. But study हमें delight provide कराती है. But if we are spending too much time in studies, that is a kind of laziness. अगर हम अपने delight के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा समय study में लगा रहे हैं तो that is a kind of laziness. To use them too much for ornament is affectation. Second purpose of study is study serve for ornament. But if we are using too much studies in our talk, that is a kind of affectation. कि अगर हम स्टडी का ऑर्नामेंट के पर्पज़ से, दिखावे के पर्पज़ से या अपनी टॉक को डेकोरेटिव बनाने के पर्पज़ से ज़्यादा यूज़ करते हैं तो वो एक तरह से दिखावटीपन लगता है. To make judgment wholly by their rules is the humor of a scholar. And if we are making our judgment completely by the rules of study and we are not using our common sense, that is the humor of a scholar. So these are the drawbacks of excessive use of studies for the purpose of delight or for the purpose of ornament or purpose of ability. They perfect nature. They means studies. Studies perfect nature and are perfected by experience. But if we want to perfect that study is if we are reading a book that perfect our nature, but that study is perfected by experience. For natural abilities are like natural plants that need pruning by study. Here Francis Bacon has used a very good example of simile, that he compares the natural abilities of human being with natural plants, such as नेचुरल प्लांट्स नीड प्रूनिंग, कि नेचुरल प्लांट्स जो है उनकी प्रूनिंग करनी पड़ती है, कटिंग करनी पड़ती है उनकी प्रॉपर ग्रोथ के लिए। बिल्कुल उसी तरह से ह्यूमन बीइंग की जो नेचुरल एबिलिटीज़ है उनकी भी प्रूनिंग करनी पड़ती है, उनकी ग्रोथ के लिए भी प्रॉपर स्टडी उनको प्रोवाइड कराना ज़रूरी है। एंड स्टडीज़ देमसेल्व्स डू गिव फॉर डायरेक्शन टू मच एट लार्ज, बट स्टडीज़ जो है उनका एरिया भी बहुत वाइड है, except they be bounded in by experience. So that's why study should also be bounded in by experience.